Welcome, everyone. This is the online 21-day course that teaches Sahaja Yoga, and this is day 45 of our third session of 2025. My name is Mark, and I live in northern New Jersey, not very far from Midtown Manhattan. And it's nice to be out of New Jersey for the trees and the birds and all those suburban things. Today, we'll be doing some clearing of what we call the left channel. So you may want to get a candle and perhaps a foot soaking bucket so that you are ready for the clearing that will happen a bit later in the class. You don't need to light the candle just now. It'll be part of what we practice to help balance ourselves. If you are new to Sahaja Yoga, this is just your first day or two, and there's things that we're saying or doing that just aren't making any sense. There's no problem because we have Sahaja Yoga teachers who are ready right now to meet with you in a breakout room. You just go into the Zoom chat and type to breakout room help. I would like to talk to a Sahaja Yoga teacher. And so at any time during the program, starting right now, if there's something that's puzzling you or you just like a little bit of a orientation about what is this, we can definitely help you. Also, we have other supports built into the course. So we have one-on-one mentoring, we call it, where you get to meet with somebody who is an experienced practitioner of Sahaja Yoga, and whatever they're learning will help you, and whatever you're learning will help them. So on Tuesday, we talked about the spiritual qualities of the mother, and that each of us can develop those nurturing, sustaining qualities as part of our spiritual evolution. Today, we're going to talk about overcoming lethargy, which is a hallmark of what we call the left channel. So during the class, we'll talk a bit about what we call the left side or the left channel. We'll have a meditation together. We'll do that clearing using the water and the salt. We'll enjoy a video of Shri Mataji, the founder of Sahaja Yoga. We'll have live music, a second guided meditation, and then there's even more, a chance for the presenters and the host to get together and just share some of their experiences inside yoga. What have we learned? So I'd like to welcome Aditi and Neil. And there's Neil, and there's Aditi.
Hi.
All right. Neil, what do you do when you're not enjoying Saj Yoga? What else do you like to do?
I'm always enjoying Sahaja Yoga. um, but what I do in my free time is I play this wonderful instrument called the bansuri, which is from India. It's a bamboo flute. And I'll be playing that for you today as you meditate. So hopefully will help you to deepen your meditation and you'll be able to enjoy the experience. A bit about me, I'm been practicing Sahaja Yoga since 1997. I started in London, which is where I'm originally from, and I moved to the US in California in 2003 and continued practicing Sahaja Yoga there. And it's been a wonderful experience, and I just enjoy helping people to establish themselves in Sahaja Yoga and help them to deepen their meditation. So I hope you enjoy tonight's session. Thanks.
Wow. All right. So everything is Sahaja Yoga in your life.
Yes.
Aditi, hi. What do you like to do when you're not lost in the joy of the meditation? Or is that all the time like with Neil?
So, hi. Yeah, so I am a mom to two daughters. So, yeah, pretty much busy, but yeah, I spend time for Surge Yoga, helping people locally. I am from San Diego, California, and I started Surge Yoga around 1995 when I was a teenager, and I got it from my family, my parents. And then I moved to US and continued and met new people in Surge Yoga here. It was wonderful. So yeah, I have a lot of people to get together with here to plan Surge Yoga activities, helping new seekers, and then I'm also a teacher. So yeah, that's it.
Wow. Uh, I'm an old timer also. I started back in the 1980s. And Sat Yoga, you just keep discovering new things, learning new things. Uh, so it's an exciting time to be alive on the planet, especially when I get a chance to spend a program with two very enlightened souls. So we'll see Neil in a bit with the music, and we'll see Adita in a little bit with the second meditation. Uh, if we look at what we call a diagram of our subtle system or chakra chart, you'll notice that there are three vertical elements. We call them channels. And this fellow is facing us. So the left channel within us is showing on the right side of the diagram. It's the blue colored channel. And then we have a right channel, the yellow colored one. And then we have a central channel, which is the channel that we work with a lot inside yoga, where we really evolve and change. So in today's program, we're going to focus on the blue channel, the left channel. And what about it? It's as with everything else in our spiritual ascent, it's very important for us to have a very clear and clean left channel. It is the sum of our past. It's sort of where we've been, what we've done, who we've been. And as people seeking truth, people who come to programs like this, we often might have felt a little bit apart from other people, a little bit different. It's like they seem to be so content pursuing whatever they're pursuing, more money, more status, um, second car in the driveway. And there's something about us that we feel there has to be something else. And so that can actually make us get a little bit left-sided in the sense that we kind of feel a bit apart from people, a little bit lonely, a little bit sort of insecure. And uh, and then in our seeking, we're looking. It's like, where is the truth? Where is the answer? And we start to doubt, will we ever find it? And am I okay? Is it normal to be like this, where you want something more and you think there must be some meaning to life? Am I really fitting in with this world? And so there's all these things that happen where our attention goes inward and we're focusing a lot on how we feel. Oh, we're feeling kind of lonely, apart, different. Um, and if we're dissatisfied and not finding what we're looking for, we can also do other things in our lives, which may not be so good for our spiritual ascent, and get a little bit lost on the route to our balance, to our center channel, the central channel of our evolution. So the left side, of course, we need it because that's our emotions, and it's also the knowledge of the past. And of course, we have the past to perform a lot of mistakes. So we have to see that, yes, we need this life. We need to do things. We need to learn from what happens to us and what we do to ourselves and all the situations we've been in. And then we need to stand in the present and see, now, where am I now? What do I want now? And where am I going starting today? So how we often begin this first meditation is with simple balancing. So we're going to get our attention to come into the present, and we'll do a little bit of balancing both of the past and also that kind of other kind of attention which goes into what could happen in the future. So we sit comfortably, we just put our attention on our physical body, maybe just on our breathing. And as our attention comes into the present, we'll start to notice that, oh, that memory, that doubt, that was a thought. And that worry, that projection, that big plan, that's also a thought. And now let me be in the present and not be in my thoughts. So we have a foot soaking bowl in front of us if we're ready for that. If you haven't yet got your bowl, you can get them and then you can join us in the foot soak. So let's put our feet in the warm, salted water in the basin. Just want a temperature that's comfortable, not too hot, not too cold. And as you work on yourself and learn the state of your own energy centers or chakras, you'll know whether to have your foot soaking temperature, the water a little bit cooler or warmer. So now we can put our attention at the base of our spine. In the sacrum bone is the pure energy. And we're going to use our two hands together to now invite this energy to come up the central channel. So here we go. Left hand goes up steadily. Right hand goes around it. And we tie a knot. Again, our attention on our kundalini, this mothering energy. If at any time it's like, man, I think I need a one-on-one session with a Sahaja Yoga teacher, just send a chat message to Breakout Room Help. So the second time, we'll tie two knots. And once again, our attention is inside. See if it's quiet. And then we'll bring up this energy a third time and tie 3 knots. So through these actions, we're expressing our desire that I want this pure energy to take me into the present above all my thoughts. Now we'll give a protection to all of our subtle system, all of our chakras, all of those 3 channels, with our right hand coming up from the left side, over the top of the head, all the way down the right side, and back 7 times. So in our meditation, we just put our hands open. You can have them up in the air or resting on your lap. And then you can just find out, is my left side in need of some clearing, or is it my right side? To see, does one hand feel a bit warmer or heavier? And you might have the physical symptoms of being a little bit in what we call the left, kind of tired, lethargic, unmotivated, with the big idea in your head being, I can't do it. So now you just see, what do the vibrations say? Am I in the center? Am I feeling cool and peaceful and quiet? So very likely in a class like this, where there's a bunch of us together meditating, some of us will be a little bit into the left. It's been an emotional time, maybe some family time, some kind of new stress in our life, something that's bubbled up from the past. Others of us might be very much into the future, big to-do list, a big deadline, a big responsibility, and lots of analysis and planning going on. So let's balance all of us. So for people that are a little bit into the left, maybe some physical discomfort happening, that can be also a sign of left side where you're feeling a little bit under the weather. Let's put the right hand towards the floor, towards the earth. Left hand towards the photograph of Shri Mataji. And then we give permission for all that heaviness, all that stuff from the past, to just go into the Mother Earth. Let the Mother Earth absorb it. And then for those people like me who read too much, watch too much, think too much, let's soothe down our right channel. That channel of doing and thinking, analyzing. So to clear the right channel, to balance it out, to cool it down, we now put the right hand towards the photograph and we lift up the left arm, bent at the elbow with the palm facing backwards. And we invite all the heat to go into the atmosphere. Pretend this is like the chimney where all that heat, all that stress. Rest our left hand on our lap. And now just see, am I here in the present? Am I thinking or am I silent? So be patient, like going for a picnic in the forest and you settle down there to enjoy the sounds of nature, a babbling brook nearby, and there's somebody parked nearby and they're playing loud music. So that can happen. You sit down to meditate and this radio station just won't stop. So you just watch it. So what also can happen to us is if we are influenced a lot from our past, is that all the habits of thinking, habits of living, habits of dressing, habits of our attitude, they can be very strong. And sometimes they're very useful, like the habit of brushing your teeth every day, going for a walk every day, saying hi to your neighbors every day. Maybe it be built up as a habit over your lifetime, and that can be a very useful habit. But then there's other things that we find that we're doing them over and over again, and they're almost mysterious to us because they serve no apparent purpose. And we almost feel like they've trapped us. And how can I get out of this endless, never fulfilled impulse or craving? And with the attention going outside, looking, looking, looking. Where is it out there? What is it? And it becomes a habit of living to never be in the present and enjoying and satisfied. So what happens when we're meditating is we let go of all that. Just see, are we in the present? So now we can rinse our feet off, and we'll put our foot soaking bowl to one side, and then we can empty it out later at the end of the class, because the class continues even after we've had our foot soak. So now let's just sit quietly together for about another minute or two in that state of readiness that let me see if I stop thinking and I'm just in the present moment. And if we open our eyes and just look at the photograph of Shri Mataji, see if we can just look without any thoughts. And in that same receptive mood, let's enjoy an excerpt of a talk by Shri Mataji about our conditionings.
But it's not only that in the East you find all this conditioning, in the West is even worse. For example, they have clubbing. Now there are clubs where people wear particular type of clothes. It's a club. Now if they wear something else, then everybody will laugh at it. Or how to use the spoon and fork is very important in the West. How they use spoon and fork, especially English, have this nonsensical conditioning. If somebody uses the fork and spoon in a wrong way, then finished. He is nowhere. He is not sophisticated. The ideas of sophistication and all that comes through conditioning of ages. Because maybe they were primitive to begin with. They had no clothes, proper clothes to wear. Might be they were covering themselves with some leaves or something. I mean, only hundreds of years back. So now they have jumped to the other side, very particular about their dress, very particular about fork and spoon. And they just can't bear something that is different. I don't like that, it's very common there. I don't like. I don't like. Now, they came to India. We don't like. What we don't like? We don't like the way Indians dress up. All right? You dress up the way you like. Let Indians dress up the like they like. Now, why do you think that your dress in England will suit here in India, which is such a hot, hot, hot country? But no. This is how we are. It's quite funny the way they have. And this conditioning goes on into such a deep manner that nobody sees the stupidity behind it. For example, if the queen has invited you, you must wear a tailcoat. And now it's very expensive to have a tailcoat. Now, they have to go to a particular shop to borrow it. Sometimes they are loose and sometimes they are tight. I have seen people coming to these parties, Queen's parties. I could never recognize them because somebody looked like Charlie Chaplin, or somebody looked like Laurel, or somebody like Hardy. I could make out who are these people. Then I was told he's that such and such ambassador. Oh my God, I know him very well. What has happened to him? They cannot walk straight. Their gait changes because of the clothes which are so tight sometimes and sometimes so loose. But you have to wear. All these formal ideas come to us as a kind of a part and parcel of you because you accept all these conditionings. So the other side, it goes to that we abandon all this. We don't want all this. We are anti-culture. So I met one gentleman who was wearing a pant which had lots of holes in it. Imagine in the cold of London to wear a pant like that. So I said, why do you want to wear a pant which has holes? He said, this is a holy pant. Holy? My goodness, it will give you varicose veins. It's horrible. What's wrong? We are anti-culture people, so we are taking now to holy pants. I mean, such stupid people are not only who are uneducated, but very well educated people, highly placed people are so conditioned. And this conditioning has caused so much damage to human beings. Spirit cannot be conditioned. Conditioned by anything. Whatever is good, that will be accepted, good, congenial to the spirit. It's a different attitude of a person who is spiritual. Like we had people here, I know they are not very comfortable. Some of them are put into the stands here and there. But they are enjoying because they are enjoying the spiritual atmosphere. They don't care where they sleep, where they live, what they have. This is all because you have entered into the kingdom of God. But those who have not, so much worried, this is not good, I want this way, that way, all material happiness they seek, trouble everybody, criticize everybody, get angry with everybody. But actually, they haven't got spiritual joy. And they can never be really in joy unless and until they become fully spiritual. Now conditioning also should be seen. Am I a conditioned person? If my conditioning is there, then is it a good conditioning or a bad condition? At least you should have good conditioning. But even that, to an extreme if you go, you can create a problem for yourself and for others. Most of these rituals and things started as a good condition. Then it became like a trap. And they could not get out of it. It's a part and parcel of it, one has to accept. Then what should we do? We should not react. Just see the drama. And you'll be surprised. Without paying anything, without going to any theatre, every moment you can see the drama going on before. Which is so enjoyable. Whether it is absurd, whether it is ridiculous, whether it is a sort of a, as you see in the films, you see beating somebody and all that. You just see it and you do not feel.
So let's try and stay in that state of meditation. Absorb the knowledge from the speech. Can keep our attention at the top of the head. As we stay in this state of meditation, we can just enjoy the music. Let's just try to keep our attention at the top of the head and enjoy the thoughtlessness.
we will continue to stay in the state of meditation. And in this state, we will move on to the next session, the candling. So we can light the candle. We may place ourselves comfortably and keeping this candle at a safe distance as we do this procedure. We will work on our left side with this candle. So let us keep our attention on our top of our heads. And we can slowly move our candle on the left side. And we begin with the second energy center, that is the Swadhisthana. And on each center, we can gently rotate it 7 times in clockwise direction. For the left Swadhisthana chakra, we can say that, O Mother Kundalini, I am the pure knowledge. Mother, please remove all the impure knowledge within me. Gently moving on to our Navi, the left side. We will use this candle and rotate it gently to clear our left Navi. And taking it higher to our heart. Here, we can affirm that Mother Kundalini, by your grace, I am the pure spirit. Mother Kundalini, by your grace, I am the pure spirit. Taking it a little higher near the shoulder for our left Vishuddhi. We can keep it at a safe distance. And clearing out the center, we can affirm, O Mother Kundalini, by your grace, I am not guilty. We'll just try to lighten that weight of guilt. O Mother Kundalini, please clear all the obstacles in my left Vishuddhi. Gently moving this candle up onto the Agya and just keeping it for a while in front of our forehead. O Mother Kundalini, I forgive. I forgive. And gently moving this candle onto our right side of the forehead where our left channel crosses and moves to the right. And we can gently move it on the sides and pray that, O Mother Kundalini, please remove all my conditionings from the past. Mother Kundalini, please melt away all the conditionings and then gently we can bring our candle on that path of the left side and move it maybe once more all along the left side. Allowing the fire element to take away all the heaviness of the left side. And then we can just blow off this candle and keep it on the side while staying in meditation for a while. And let's just try to feel our left channel. So now let us all raise our Kundalini to end the session and put ourselves in Bandhan, taking it up, tying one knot. Two, three, and then 7 times Bandhan. So
Okay, so Aditi has guided our attention to be in that silence. See if our attention stays there. If it starts to wander, you can take a hand and rest it here. And then guide the attention. Find the place where all of us right now in this program are meditating together so we can feel the power of that collective attention. See if our attention will stay there for another minute or two. In a few minutes, I'll be inviting Adita and Neil to join me, and we'll talk about what we're learning in Sahaja Yoga. And before we get to that point, just a few announcements about our course. It continues on Thursday with day 46, Developing Dynamism. So we have a strong desire to do something, and then we keep finding ourselves not able to do it. What is blocking the energy of the right channel? So we'll learn techniques to clear the right channel. And one way to help the right channel a lot is to cool it down. And you can actually physically cool it down. And so bring something that will cool down, especially your liver, anything that's cold. So it might be a bag of ice, a gel pack, anything. So this is the 21-day online North American course, and this third session will run till June 24th. And that means we do 3 programs a week for 7 weeks. And if you want to continue the meditation with other people, same time, same Zoom link, we also meet Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And it's all at 8:45 p.m. New York time. There's many resources to help support you in your evolution, we can call it. You can ask for a mentor if you haven't already asked for a mentor. You can even ask for a second mentor. And just put your request in the Zoom chat. You'll see there's a form posted there. If you haven't yet joined our WhatsApp group, there's a link to that also in the group chat. And it's a way to hear from people like me, maybe once a week, some kind of insight or message, something that we're kind of working out inside yoga, and also reminders about upcoming events and the Wednesday and other day of the week classes, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Tuesday, Thursday, Sunday. Also, we do have a course webpage, and there's the QR code for it, and that's where all the previous classes are recorded. And if we've offered a handout during the class, they're also uploaded there for you to download. So now we come to the part of the program where we'd like to hear from you, where you can pose a question. And there's 3 different ways to get the answers to your question, if possible. You can want to get into a room with a Sahaja Yoga teacher and say, I have a question or several questions. So just write to breakout room help in the Zoom chat, or maybe just want to text back and forth in real time with the Sahaja Yoga teacher. So then send your question to chat Q&A, or you can type a chat message to me, your MC, and I will pose it to my dear friends here who have been practicing Sahaja Yoga, and I'm sure we'll offer some insights. So welcome back, Neil. Welcome back, Aditi. And when I first moved to the States, the first city I lived in was San Diego. So it's one of the more pleasant places to live in the world. I used to joke that it was like living indoors because the weather was always serene and the same every day. So now some questions. Let's go a little bit more into what we call the left side. Neil, what would you say is the enlightened power of the left side?
The enlightened power. That's a hard question.
Like we don't want to get rid of our left side, I imagine,
Yeah.
but then how can it help us in our growth? I mean,
So I mean, the
have
left.
you discovered an enlightened aspect of your left side that you've been able to use yourself?
Yeah, I think the main thing about the left side is our desire. So you can have a lot of desires, and but I mean those desires have to be put into action. Um, I mean the left side is, I mean, especially if you're talking about the left Swadhisthana, so that's where our pure desire is situated, and I just find every time that I have a pure desire, even if I'm not aware of it, then it becomes fulfilled because it's a deep desire that's in me, and it's for my either for my benevolence or for the benevolence of other people, or it's good for my spiritual growth, or something along those lines, and it just works out very, very easily, very smoothly, without me having to do much. So I did mention that you have to put things into action, but sometimes when your desire is just so strong, it just works out spontaneously without you having to do anything that much. So I think if your desire is pure, that is the main thing about the left side, that it will just work out.
Yeah, one of the essential qualities, especially on the left side, is the purity. Um, can you give an example of one of those desires that you realized it was one of your pure desires and then you had it realized?
Just like, even I always talk about my flute practice. It's really, sometimes it can be very challenging, but when you just have the desire and you really want to achieve something, then it just becomes so much easier to achieve it, because one, you have a lot of desire, and two, you enjoy it, and the enjoyment makes the things which are usually burdensome to people, it makes it a lot more easier and enjoyable to go through. And so I've just seen that because I have this desire to learn this instrument, and for it to help me deepen my meditation and others, that I progress a lot easier and a lot faster.
Have you experienced the enlightened quality of your pure left side, Aditi?
Yeah, so my experience for left side, it keeps most these to be done with the lethargy part. So as like Brother Neil said, that if the desire is strong, you take an action for it, or things work out, you find that way out. So my left side, sometimes I feel that if I'm not doing anything, or I have nothing much to do, I go into that state of lethargy for quite some time, and then it's like a vicious circle, and then I even don't feel like doing anything or taking an action, or trying to improve my situation. So yeah, so when I try to clear my left channel, or when I realize that it's in lethargy which is taking over, and I just need to balance out. So I just find, I love to cook, or try new recipes, or just go to new places with friends. So it's just like an action you are taking to move out of that situation, which is trying to bring you down, drag you down, making you do nothing. So that's how I feel like that balance comes in. And a lot of time, this left side makes you even feel like you don't want to even sometimes meditate, or maybe your pure desire is kind of affected to do certain things which may be beneficial for you. So if that left side is kind of balanced out, doing something which you love to do, or just clear it out, it just brings you completely into balance, and you just feel completely okay. You know what to do.
Wow, I'm going to make notes because very useful strategies, because I sometimes have that feeling of, do I really want to get out of bed today? Uh, Neil, do you ever get into the left side, and how do you get out of it?
Not so much. Yeah, because I think, especially with where I live in the Bay Area, San Francisco, it's very right-sided, and so have my job, and then just the environment around me can be very right-sided. So for me, it's kind of hard to go to the left side. I would say when I was a lot younger, so I'm from England, so England's more, we call it more of a left-sided country. So I was a bit more left-sided when I was there, and yeah, I would have problems with getting out of bed in the morning and doing things. Yeah, I would say that. Just in general, if you just keep up your meditation and you keep yourself centered, then anything that brings you to the left side, you'll be able to come back from it pretty easily. Um, so yeah.
Yeah, I like we have to use our techniques, and then Aditi saying, try something different, try something a little creative, and maybe that will spark the enthusiasm to get moving. um, it can happen in our own selves, or it can happen with people we work with, or people in our family, especially if we've got kids, where they're like into that I can't do it. Uh, how have you been able to help somebody that you know and care about when they get trapped in that sort of left side paralysis state of I can't, Aditi?
So it happens with I mean, sometimes with my older daughter. He's a middle schooler, and I feel like sometimes kids are just, if they are not able to meet some certain expectations of performance, and they feel that sense of worthlessness that, I'm not good at it. No point trying it out, or I can't do anymore. Then it's just like motivating them to do something which they are good at, directing their attention to doing something which they are actually good at. And it's just like just changing the direction of their attention from
Mm.
where they're stuck to something which they are actually good at. And this has, I mean, if I tell her to just not think about it, you are not, you are already good, you are just thinking too much, it doesn't work for them sometimes. So it's just like directing their attention to, you are already good at this. So why don't you try this and work more harder in this, and then let it take its own course, what you are not able to accomplish right now. So yeah, that has helped. Just directing them to something which motivates them or more joyful for them to do than
Mm.
putting some other pressures, like she loves to dance. So I just keep her, you try more and more, doing good at this, keep up your dance. So that's it.
Have you run into that with your offspring, Neil, or are they also influenced by living where you live and they tend to be always very active?
Well, my son is he's moved to Europe now, so he's enjoying life there. I think here was probably a bit more left-sided for him because as a teenager, I mean, in the area where I live, there's not really much to do for people of his age. So he's in a place where he's with a lot of people his age, and he's enjoying himself. Um, I would say that, like, sometimes it's just like a mental pattern. You think you can't do something, or you've never done it before, so you think, oh, I'm not good at this kind of thing when other people are, and it's just a matter of just snapping out of that kind of pattern of thought, and just starting. If it's something which you think you can't do, you just start it, and then you find that once you start, then it gets going, and then the ball starts rolling, and it's not so hard after all. So sometimes it's just a mental habit which you need to just snap out of.
And for me, what helped me immensely was meeting other people doing Sahaja Yoga, and I would run into my old patterns of thinking of I'm not going to make it. Uh, it's working so well for these other people, but I guess I'm just so poorly suited for Sahaja Yoga. Um, doesn't seem to work for me. And then just encountering people who gave me a lot of reassurance, a lot of acceptance, um, just making me feel that it's going to be okay. Um, and so, as parents, as friends, we can help to take people out of the left side with these very creative solutions that you guys have come up with as parents and as friends of people, and
Yeah.
also just in the support, little nudges we can give to each other too. So, but the flute playing, anything else that maybe thinking back to when you were in England, in what way what can you now do that you couldn't do before, Neil? And you think, that's because of Sahaja Yoga.
Yeah, when I was maybe a teenager, I was very reserved, so I wouldn't really talk much. Just more introverted kind of person in my nature. Um, but as soon as I started meditating in Sahaja Yoga, then I just became more open-hearted. Like my heart just opened up, and I just wanted to interact with people more, wanted to communicate with them, wanted to get to know them, and come out of my shell. And it's not something which happened because some event. It just was just something which opened up in me because of my Kundalini awakening and because of my chakras opening. That I just had that desire to be one with more than just whatever's immediately in front of me, and just being me in my little corner. So I think looking back, that's been for me like one of the memorable changes in my life.
Wow. And Aditi, what is one thing that you can say? Well, now I can do that, and that's because of doing Sahaja Yoga.
So, apart from like more of outward things, I would say that Sahaja Yoga has helped me balance my emotions really well. Being a mom, being a daughter, my parents are far away in India, and they are old. And so there was a time like, though I was practicing meditation when I started, I was a very emotional person, and I would just get attached, and it would be very difficult for me to get out, and a lot of crying used to happen. And so yoga has at least basically helped me strengthen on that side, like the emotional side. And the best part is, whenever still I get into sometimes lows and highs of emotions, so it just helps me know that something that meditation has created, that that this is not the right situation. You are not this is not the balanced state. So now I can make out that difference, that to correct myself and get back into that balance if I'm going too far with my emotions or anything. So yeah, it just helps me differentiate that situation, which earlier was not, and I used to get carried away with that. So yeah, and otherwise outwardly, like I always had a desire to learn dancing, which I never get a chance in my hometown in India. A classical dancing. I never knew that San Diego would give me that opportunity to learn. So I started around the age of 35, started learning Kathak, and I'm still doing it. I had that desire in me since long.
Wow. Yeah, my biggest change in my earliest few months of Sahaja Yoga was a lifelong habit of assigning blame to others for why my life was no good. And then learning, oh, you mean it's just something here? You mean I just clear out whatever they call this sitting in this energy center and then you throw that away? And after doing that for several months, then I was no longer interested in looking for, well, the cause of this, you know, inability to do something is obviously something out there, somebody out there. Now I was learning that no, I can just tackle it, clear it out, and let this energy uh, bring me to new worlds, new relationships, new places, and so the culmination is not even a culmination; it's an ongoing growth and expansion, and it's expressed in being with you guys tonight in this program. So very much enjoyed uh, meditating with you, and looking forward to another program with very enlightened people who have really explored Sahaja Yoga and seen, how it works. It changes us and changes what's going on around us. So immense gratitude, and very much enjoyed tonight's program. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, everyone.
So we conclude the program, and looking forward to meeting with you Thursday for our next class. Thanks for joining us.